Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where or when you're listening to this. Welcome to Second Yellow, a footballing podcast where we get together and give you the latest football news, pull together teams, and many more. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get into it.
Doesn't look as good either.
I think being manager of Chelsea is like prematurely aged him another 10 years.
Probably.
But
I would
say prematurely. The dude's under stress, man. And when you're
It's-
under stress, you look
it's-
older.
Definitely
I mean,
aged him.
Ollie went from babyface assassin to
Yeah,
grandpa in like a month.
Yeah, for
On
real.
that note.
For real.
And I mean, look at Pirlo. I mean, Pirlo was a good-looking son of a gun when he retired. Straight, beautiful hair, nice beard, and now the dude looks like he's like 90.
Welcome to another episode of Second Yellow. As you can see, we've already dug into it. Welcome back. Also, Alex Ferguson of Football, Caddy Kane. How you doing?
Hey,
Much
hi,
healthier
I'm
than
back.
last week.
Much
And
healthier.
Stuart, as far away as possible now from Candace. How have you
Yep.
been?
How's it?
And watching 1-3 Hill quarantine joining
Yeah.
us.
Hey, really? I'm not watching. I don't watch that.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
sure.
Stop
No,
lying.
I swear I
Such
don't
as you
like
said.
this kind of series.
We'll have X being stereotypically late, but he'll join in a second. But we'll kick it off. Speaking about aging and Frank Lampard and the pressure. I don't know. I'm done. So I'll let you guys.
You friend
I don't know what to say about Chelsea or what's going on or what's happening. I have no words. I don't know. I don't know
felt
to
like
put
this
it
10
down
months
to
ago, so
Frank.
I'm not going to.
I can't put
I
it
felt
down
like
to
this 10
Frank.
months ago,
I
so
think
you
we
know what, you
have
just
the
feel how
right
you feel,
players.
Monet.
I feel like we have the right players, but it's
Mhm.
just nothing
do
seems
feel
to
like
be
you have the right
going.
players.
We're not getting the flip of the coin. We're not getting. I don't know. So I put it down to you guys. Go.
Okay,
Let us feel it. It's okay. Let it out.
here are my thoughts. Or here's my question to you first, Morne, or to the group. Did you lose to a basement team?
No.
Have you lost to potentially a title contender? I'd say.
Yes.
And
Yes.
That's the
you
way they're
didn't lose
losing.
at home.
They're not losing by
Yeah,
like 1-0.
I don't care what anybody says about Fulham not being what they used to be, or they've only just come into the Prem and blah 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 blah. It doesn't
No.
matter.
Let's
It's
say,
a
no,
derby
If it's a
game.
pack,
I could
if it's a
care less.
pack
If you're
Raven
gonna
Cottage and there's an
I
atmosphere,
agree,
it's a different
Yes,
story.
thank you, Mona. I was about to say the same thing. Like it's not the same.
No, like you
I don't
don't.
think derbies can only be put down to crowds and stuff like that, because there is certain amount of pressure that comes with a
we've
derby
seen
game.
it this year. We've
Arsenal
seen
The
it
playing
this
pressure
year.
comes
Tottenham
from the
without a
crowd
crowd.
more than anything.
Yeah, it comes more from the crowd for sure, but there's still psychological pressure on a team. Like if Arsenal go play Spurs, even with no crowd, there's a psychological pressure on the team to be like, we have to beat our rival, our derby. Like this is our North London derby. We have to win this game. Crowd or no crowd, it doesn't matter, and there is extra pressure. That's why you always see Man United Liverpool games of late, with crowds, without crowds, be these dull, dire affairs, because you don't want to lose the game. You'll rather,
Of course,
defend for your life and walk away with
Well,
a point at Anfield
I get
than
that, but it was
go all
Fulham
out
with
you
the
like
looking,
Premier
crazy
you
in
looking.
Tottenham and then lose the
Fulham
game.
with a terrible
We'll
form.
get to
Fulham
the
with a
United
complete
Liverpool game.
terrible form. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Fulham with a complete terrible form and 10 men. I'm sorry, no, Mona is right.
yeah. We'll
I-
get
Form
to
goes out the window when
United
it's a derby
Liverpool
game.
game.
We all know that.
Those are two rivals. But you expect the same lackluster performance? We didn't look great. It's not like we deserve to win. It's the same. It just looked like the
didn't-
same lethargic performance that we put in
No, but
against
then
City,
you-
that we put in
you-
against Leicester. But we were just lucky to come away with a 1-0 win. And Fulham had the better chances in that game.
Well, actually,
With
came with
10
a
men.
one-nil
Yeah, but
lead.
that's the
When
difference
you-
I watched
between
that
teams
game
that are
too, they
fighting
did.
for the Premier League title and teams that are fighting to stay in the Premier League. is the teams that are fighting for,
But
to
also,
win the title
But we
are
are
going
not
to put away
competing.
chances.
Stuart,
My issue
Fulham,
is we are not
Stuart,
competing.
Fulham's recent form is a loss, a draw, loss.
Yeah, but look,
And you want to tell
who they
me
draw. They draw
that
Yeah, but look at
Liverpool. They draw Liverpool. They draw Tottenham away before to lose Chelsea 1-0. So I think
but with
Chelsea,
10 men,
knowing
no,
that
but
Chelsea
Mona's right.
beat
I
them
think
at
it's
least.
more about the performance.
Look,
I have to think with
to
Mona's
be
team,
honest,
it's more about the performance. They didn't
I'm
play
happy.
well.
I'm happy you guys are finding positives because, like, over this last month or so, I'm struggling as a Chelsea fan to see positives
can
in
imagine.
performances. I'm
They're
struggling to
Arsenal supporters,
see.
Mona. They always have to find positives.
yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, that is our mantra. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just one of those things. It isn't a regular Premier League season. Like, nobody
not.
is playing outstanding football. Nobody's
No.
going on a run of like 5, 7 to 9 wins in a
But
row.
our away form is pretty good.
Yeah, fine. Like, you guys are hitting a bit of form now, and that's good.
To be
City
fair,
look like
Leicester
they're
and
hitting a bit of
City
form.
look
I
like
mean,
they're
I
hitting
don't know what
form.
After
happened
10
today
after
against
10
Villa.
years.
Having said that, United are playing Fulham tonight, and watch us like lose or something now. Just watch.
Look, yeah, but you just got to look at the circumstances of what every team's facing. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
training
no, I
isn't going
agree
to
with
be
you.
the same. You're going to get tested
No.
5, 6
Pre-match-
times a week.
Pre-match isn't going to be the same. I agree with you completely. It's not. It's not the same at all. So this isn't.
have to-
But like Stuart says,
Everybody has lost against teams that you shouldn't lose
Someone.
to.
That
And
fits.
the
Yeah,
fact that you can
100%.
say, okay, you go 2-0 down to Leicester and don't score a goal, or 3-0 down to City and don't score a goal. You were 3-0 down to West Brom and you came back and drew the game, which you didn't
but I do
deserve a
think-
point from.
No.
Yeah, but I just
So,
think in general,
it
Chelsea's
comes
form
and
is very
goes.
worrying for a Chelsea
It's-
supporter
it's-
and Frank
I-
Lampard, especially right now.
No, for
It
sure.
should-
And
what
not-
I'm
and
saying
not
is,
trying to,
Stuart,
paint
maybe
a nice
I
picture for you.
understand.
I'm
I
just
understand
saying,
the
I don't
results
think
you're
that you
talking
should be
about.
as worried.
Yeah, I understand the results you're talking about. It's just right at this current point in time, and over the last month or so, I don't see positives. I don't see
You know what?
like
One loss puts you
a
like
need.
fifth, and then you win the next game and you're first all of a sudden.
Yeah, which is fair looking at the table, but saying that
Yeah.
you got a team like Villa who right now I think have 3 or 4 games in hand on Chelsea, and they are 3 points behind us.
Yeah.
So the table could look completely different. Yeah, we're sitting right now in 7th or 8th. The table could look really bad if all the teams catch up in terms of games, and we could be sitting in 11th or 12th. You know what I mean?
True,
So
but also you
Yeah.
got to look at, I mean, like Villa have been up and down as well. I mean, they started on
Yeah, they've
fire.
been.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
and then they were
saying-
Started on
atrocious.
fire, and then they were
And
just
then, yeah.
absolute garbage.
yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
they were bad.
It
eh?
happened. Arsenal
It's-
started
it's-
garbage.
Yeah,
and,
there's
we
still
good win
another
against
18, 20
Newcastle,
games.
and
Yeah.
now we're up to 10th. Okay, we finally in the top half of the table, so I can be proud of that. But at the same time, Chelsea isn't spoken in the breath of like what Arsenal were like 4 or 5 weeks ago, where pundits are saying Arsenal are too good to be relegated, and Chelsea
enough.
will not be spoken in the same breath. Look,
I-
there's
I
problems
guess-
across
I
all
guess I
20
have,
teams in the Prem.
I guess as a Chelsea fan, we have higher standards, so maybe that's why. But no, but Stuart, I completely get where you're coming from. You're saying that, yeah, it is a weird season. Yes, I get that. And like I said, I look at the table, it looks weird, and you obviously it's maybe the expectation of us getting those signings, and we started off so good. You think surely when Lampard gets a fully
Yeah, I
fit
agree.
side, something should take
It'll be
over. They
better.
should at least turn a performance. You know what I mean?
What do
and
you
at
say,
the-
Monet? When Lampard would what?
When Lampard's got a full squad together, when he finally got his full squad and everybody fit, and you thought at least they'll get a performance in.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you-
you think that,
I
but
mean, your
at the same
squad is
time,
already not too bad. I mean,
No, I'm not saying he needs to get. I'm saying like about just over a month
at the
ago, he
beginning of the
finally
season,
had
you had Pulisic injured and Ziyech
Yeah.
came in later.
in December. He finally had a fully fit squad. So
well, after,
Yeah,
you
but
should
that
think
could be-
now.
Werner is not having the season that everyone was expecting.
No, not
Yeah,
at
Everyone
all.
was saying Werner is gonna bang 30 goals in his first season. Man,
I
He
never
started-
said
man,
that.
he's
I
struggling.
never said
he
that.
started off. He started off so well.
all of you can go back to a podcast from before the beginning of the season, and I was the first to say Werner is not going to be good in this league. And he didn't start off well, to be fair.
I don't
Like,
think.
he started
Well,
off average. He scored a
10
couple of
goals in
goals.
13 games.
I mean,
that's
in
pretty
all
good.
competitions.
Well, yeah, in all competitions, but
I'm talking about Prem. Like,
I
I'm
don't
talking
think.
about Prem.
I think he is for the Premier League, but I just, it's not
I
like
don't.
I don't think for him personally. I don't think you can put it on one player. I think as a whole, the team is not performing. Thiago Silva is the only one that I see has fight. He's the only one that I see actually, is almost ashamed to lose a game or.
So when you
Yeah.
look at your team on the paper, I mean, you have, for me, I think you have one of the strongest team in the league.
Yeah, we do.
I think the problem is maybe the manager. I'm sorry to say that, but are you sure that Lampard is the right guy?
The thing is, you look at the team. Yeah, it's different, but the team is not that much different from last season's. It's not a
You got
big
better,
swing.
actually.
We've got better players in certain positions,
Yeah.
but
Well, you
like
got a better keeper. You've got an
Mount
astute
is
centre
yeah,
back,
Mount is
and
still
you've got
featuring a lot.
Ziyech.
Yeah, Mount is still featuring a lot. We already had Pulisic last season, so yeah, we
You
had
have
him in bits and pieces.
this German one that we already said that is not costing that much. That is proving today that is not costing that much.
Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, he's been up and down.
And
He
then he was
hasn't really
injured,
shown
and
his
then
worth.
no, he was
He had
injured. He had
COVID.
but it's-
COVID. Yeah.
I think he was injured and then he had COVID. Yeah, but you got to look at, like,
Yeah.
look, man, it's the Prem. It's completely different to all the leagues. There's very
Mm.
few players that can come straight into the Prem for the first time and make an
Yes.
impact. Very
I
few.
agree. Yeah.
No, for sure.
And it's tough.
Unless
It
it's
is
Bruno
tough.
Fernandes, like
Oh,
that,
Man
like
City score.
what
Yeah,
he
well, that's
did
what I'm saying.
was
Like,
incredible.
it's few. Like,
Yeah.
he's one of them that came into the league and dominated. Ronaldo, I will say, also did that and dominated first time he came.
Ronaldo took a while. Ronaldo didn't start magnificently.
He
You
didn't
guys are seeing
start
Ronaldo
crazy.
through rose-tinted glasses. Yeah, he was
He was
young.
He was busy fixing
Well,
his tooth.
you talk about
I
Bruno
mean, I didn't see
Fernandes.
him
If
with
we
rose-tinted glasses, but I remember, okay, his debut game, I remember he tried a little too many tricks and got found out and got tackled and got the ball taken
Yeah,
off him.
so he didn't start
But, yeah,
Fernandes.
but-
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't
Yeah,
start
but one
brilliantly.
game, man. I think by
No, it
his
wasn't
third,
one
fourth game, he
game.
was bagging in goals, man. He came into the league pretty decent. He didn't struggle. He wasn't a whole season where you were thinking, what the hell have we done?
True.
There are some players where they play like a whole season of football in the Premier League, and you think,
Oh
what the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
have
No,
we
it
done?
wasn't a whole season, but he didn't start brilliantly. Like, he
But to
didn't
be
start
honest,
well.
the
Yeah,
thing
but
is,
I
I
mean,
can
I'm going to
understand
give you a
player.
season. I'm going to give you at least half a season, you know. And if the second half of the season you're still not adapted to the league, or you're still getting found out or whatever, then maybe
Yeah.
after a year I'll start thinking, okay, what have I done?
Morne,
And there's been a
having
few.
said
There's been a
that,
lot.
with all those new players you got, I think they are all still adapting, and I do think
Yeah.
that City just scored.
But it's strange for German player because player coming from the League One or from the Serie A or the Spanish, the La Liga, you can understand because there's not too much aggressivity in those leagues. But in Germany, there is still aggressivity. It's still I mean, when you see German team seem to be the one that struggle the less against English team.
Yeah.
So still, it's not the Premier League. But I think coming from Bundesliga, you should come already with some physicality and stuff. That
But
player
well,
look,
that's
if you
again
compare
what I
Yeah, but from a
Lacazette- if you compare
defensive point of view,
Lacazette
in the
and Werner,
Bundesliga, you've got two teams that can defend, and that's Dortmund and Bayern Munich.
That's
not this
true.
year. I
So-
don't know if you see this year. This year, I watched.
Yeah,
I
but
watched few
Leipzig.
game. I watched few game this year. Mönchengladbach
Mönchengladbach is
they're
good.
not too bad.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen are doing well. You have some outside, of course. I mean, Bayern is
City
leading,
scored
but
an offside goal.
they're
Oh my
not
God.
leading that much.
Yeah,
Yeah, but again, it's like, I mean, the whole season across the world is different because
Yeah.
none of the trainings are the same, or the preseason, or the pre-games, or the anything. I mean, like, everything's out of whack. Everything's different. Everything, people aren't like, Frank Lampard can have in his mind, okay, this is the team that I want to play against Leicester, and then all of a sudden, like 2 days before the game, Two Oaks, pull out with COVID. and then your whole structure and everything like that has changed. Now I'm not saying that's what happened, but this is what these managers and all the players and stuff have in the back of their minds. They're like, look, well, this is our team, but like anything can happen within a day. You could just be around somebody, you could get a false positive result. You could be told by somebody, oh, this person has COVID, and you saw them 2 days ago. So like all these things are going to be playing on your mind. It is completely out of
Yeah,
whack
100%.
everywhere across the world. So I'm
Okay,
putting
going
all
back
the
to that
results down to just random.
COVID.
Yeah,
This is random COVID.
for
I
me,
think
it
that's the
just
only way that
I
I'm coping with
understand it.
Arsenal only being 10th right now, is the fact
Okay,
that like it's a weird
let me,
season and
but
anything can happen.
let me put it in this sense, right? Right now, if I put last year's Chelsea, right, and this year's Chelsea, and I try to compare the two, I think I saw
Playing
better
wise or
performance.
player
I thought,
wise?
no,
Performance
in
wise.
terms of performance wise, we had
Okay,
better
I said last
performances
year had
last
better
season,
performance. Yeah.
and it wasn't that much different. Like, yes, there's more pressure, there's fans. I understand what you're saying, like players could pull out, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of performance value, and we've had times when our squad has been fully fit. Is not that we've always had. I think maybe it's a case of, these players do need to gel, they need to settle in, or we need to settle on a rhythm. But even when we had that sort of starting 11 that was consistent, we still seem to, have, how do you say, sporadic performances. We turn out sporadically. One week we are looking so dominant, and the next week we look, we
Yeah,
get
I
caught
do
out.
get the watch, but Stuart's given reasons for that as well. I think we can, argument we can say is we blame it on the circumstances of the world. That'd probably be the positive thing to do. Like, oh no, it's because of how things are. But
Yeah.
yeah, it might not be. It might be the bigger picture. Just could be that Frank isn't the right man for the job.
True,
You
it
have to
could be
start
there. I
thinking
mean,
about that
it
too.
also could be that last year, without any signings and stuff like that, everybody was like, under the cosh. Like, we have to make it happen. And you had, kids
Yeah,
like Mount and stuff,
who
fighting for
wanted to
their
prove
lives.
themselves. Yeah,
Exactly. And now you've got, I mean, you made what,
and
3
show
marquee
why they shouldn't be
signings? The
sent on loan
Mendy,
for 10 years.
ZH, and Kai Havertz and whatever. And all of a sudden, your one of your top scorers from last year, Tammy Abraham, is hardly seen.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
expected
start
more from
games like he
Abraham. I
used to.
did. Hey,
I definitely expected more, but then again, a lot of strikers are confidence, people. So you start Tammy Abraham 10 games in a row, and he will probably get you, I don't know, 8 to 10 goals.
yeah.
You
He
start
reminds
him
me of Junior, but you
three
have to
games out
start
of
them.
10,
Yeah,
and he's going to score 1, maybe 2 goals.
in that sense. Yeah, in that sense, he's
Exactly. So
definitely Tammy
like
Abrams
you
is stepping
chopping
to
and
confident
changing,
place.
and Frank
But not
chopping and
as
changing
much.
because Pulisic is back fit, and Werner can play up front, and ZH is available, and blah blah blah. No, like play the team that you think is going to give you 110% for the 90 minutes. And I
Well,
don't think
maybe
Frank's
that's
doing that. I think
maybe
Frank's
that's the
trying to
thing.
accommodate all these new oaks, and it's just not working.
Maybe that's the sense. I guess.
Okay.
Let's move
Going on to
on.
the derby.
That United Liverpool
Yeah.
Game.
I
I don't
I
know.
expected
Again,
this. I solidly expected this.
My Super Brew, I made United win because I was trying to be the confident person I am. I even triple captained freaking Bruno Fernandes this week because I was like, I'm gonna put all my positive vibes into the universe. Like, I'm gonna put all the
So what
positivity.
did you get? 6 points.
But I got 9. But I really didn't care. It was like literally trying to put all the positive vibes into the universe. And then, but you know what? Before the game started, I said, Dad, watch. It's going to be like a normal draw or something. And I have the message to prove it. You just knew how they were going to set out. And you know what? Fergie used to go to Anfield too and set out just like that. And Gary Neville said the same thing in a post-match interview, and so did Rio Ferdinand. You never went to Anfield. There was one, and Rio Ferdinand was right. There's been one dominant performance by a United team in the last 15 years at Anfield, and it was under Van Gaal, and Juan had the match of his life. And
Yeah,
totally
I remember that.
wiped the floor with him. And even Rio Ferdinand said that's the last time, even when he played and at their prime, Ferguson did not go to Anfield gun blazing. He went with the game plan. If you got away from Anfield with a point, even when Liverpool were 5th or 6th or not title contenders, going to
You
Anfield
take it.
as Manchester United. No, I'm not saying it's any other team. Because of Liverpool, Manchester United in history, you go there a certain way, and Liverpool do the same thing when they come to Old Trafford. I didn't in the beginning. They walked all over us for the first 20 minutes or so. We were putrid. But we had the better chances, and Paul Pogba put in a shift on the right. I think if Paul
Did.
Pogba had moved to the middle
Paul was
sooner,
good.
we probably would have won it. That's my thoughts. If we had moved Paul
Here's
Pogba
my
to the middle
question.
sooner,
When 25 minutes in, I start looking at the screen and I'm like,
I
is
couldn't
Liverpool
believe it was
playing
still
with
0-0.
3 at the back? And then I realized
I
Jordan
think they,
Henderson is playing centre back,
centre back.
and
But you
and
know,
that completely threw me off because after that, I looked at it in that sense. Like I kept on thinking, like, surely somebody's gonna break him down. Surely
no,
someone's gonna run at him.
I
but you
think
also
Man
know
United need
man,
to
we've
play
seen this.
someone
Bruno
up front, man.
Fernandes.
We've seen this so
We
many
we
times.
we saw
And
but also saw the problem on Sunday with the Bruno Fernandes problem when he's not playing his best, and he's going to be tired because we haven't rested him, and he's starting again tonight. When Bruno Fernandes hasn't
Yeah.
played his best, United struggle. It's a Bruno Fernandes problem. What do we do without Bruno Fernandes? I do think Paul Pogba has probably had his best week in a United shirt since he's returned,
he showed a lot of
performance-wise.
fight though.
And yeah, he did. To go on the right, normally, everyone will be like, oh, Paul's not going to be happy, or put him on the right. What is Ole doing? And he went out there and he played for the team. He gave 110% for the team, and I was happy with that. But you could see, put him in
Okay,
even that
here's my
last
question
5
for you,
minutes in the
Candace.
middle. Yeah,
Is Paul
do
Pogba
we
playing
keep
for the
him?
team or is he interviewing for a job?
No, I don't think so. People will buy Paul Pogba regardless if they have money. I don't think Paul Pogba needs to sell himself, but
I think he does because I think Paul Pogba will get any club for sure, but I think the price
yeah,
because
but the
of his
prices.
performances
But
of
during
late
COVID,
will
no, but during COVID, people aren't paying prices like that anyway. But I don't
yeah,
know.
it's
I
got
think you
nothing to
put
do
one
with
for the
what they're going to
team.
pay Man
I will.
United for him. It's got to do with what they're going to pay him
No,
weekly.
I would never ever say Paul Pogba doesn't love Manchester United. I
I think
can't.
he's auditioning.
I think Paul Pogba loves Manchester United. I don't say Paul Pogba is 100% happy at Manchester United, but Paul Pogba played for Manchester United against Liverpool on Sunday, and Paul Pogba wanted to win. I'm not
Yeah.
always
No,
his
for sure,
greatest
for
fan.
sure.
I'm not always supporting him 100%, but I will never doubt that man's capabilities. In the
I
World
thought
Cup,
he was the only
showed the
player
world.
out of both teams that looked like he wanted to win.
And Thiago, I thought Thiago was masterclass.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
he's
Yeah.
good. He's
But
very good.
even Shaqiri, yeah. I mean,
Shaqiri
And
had a good
Shaw,
game.
he's not
Shaw
a
was
bad player.
amazing.
Luke Shaw was
Luke Shaw
outstanding.
was quality.
How?
It was
Where did that come
quality. Who
from?
does that? Like, let's take Mo Salah out your pocket because and Stuart knows my friend Volo, and Volo is the biggest Liverpool supporter. It's crazy, but Volo hates Mo Salah like with a passion. Volo hates him, and his tweets on Sunday was the most hilarious thing I've seen in a long time, and he just couldn't believe that. Like everyone's like he's such an Egyptian fraud. Like how do you let Luke Shaw like outplay you? And I agree because I don't generally like Luke Shaw at all. But
You know, I think Manchester.
Luke Shaw was
I think you will have
quality.
because Martial and Rashford they play too similar. You cannot put both of them up front. You need a guy like
Who?
Martial and Rashford.
Martial and Rashford.
Oh yeah.
It's
But you know
like
what?
few
I can see Martial on a wide
I thought
wide
Martial was
left.
better. I thought Martial was better than Rashford.
Yeah, the last few games I
On
watched
Sunday.
is just they took the ball, they start to run, they try to give the ball to each other, but they never catch each other.
Yeah. I think Rashford should have passed to Cavani. Cavani was miles open. No wonder Cavani short him.
Yeah. I will put Martial or Rashford and
The player
Cavani.
of late.
Not
Yeah,
both
But
of them.
I put one on the right, one on the left, and put
But
Cavani
do
up
you
front. But Cavani's never gonna last every
Yuck.
game.
like
That's
Cavani's a
right there
number
for
9?
him.
Like you can't go into games and thinking that Martial or Rashford is gonna win us this game. It depends how the game goes. whether they're gonna win you the game.
I mean,
I feel that's
Mone,
the type
Yeah.
of strikers
we
they
know
are.
we know that you put Cavani on the same bench that Ronaldo, but
Yeah,
still, you know,
straight. It was Ronaldinho, by the way.
Ronaldinho.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
Ole's comments after Sunday.
Oh, if we
You know,
have to,
last week it was Ole was making fun of Rafa with the whole facts thing, right? And then after
Yeah.
Sunday he was something. It was like, and then we'll go again, like making fun of the whole. I was like, oh, this man, where did he get all this? Where did the sass come from? At least you're starting
I
to
thought
be
you- I thought
entertaining
I
in
thought
your
you were,
post
you
match.
was saying, oh, if we stay in the Premier League, would be the objective of the season done. You cannot say that. I mean, especially when you're the champion.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
but
It's, I mean,
I think
Yeah, but that's
maybe
tongue in
he
cheek,
didn't
man. That's
yeah
German. That's German
maybe he
humor.
didn't mean it as like straight out like that. He's probably saying like we should be winning more of these games because what they now is it
well, they
three
haven't scored
three
in
They
three
should
games?
games.
be. It's like
haven't
Yeah,
five
I
three
games,
think they're
games.
or 4 or
fourth.
5 games they haven't won.
They haven't scored. They haven't scored in the last 3 games. That's what is worrying everyone.
Again, it's expectation.
I
Like
mean, Bobby Firmino was a disaster on this game. He should have scored at least twice.
Yeah.
but then
I
again,
think
like
both teams defensively were good, and I
No,
think
I
both
think the
teams
normal made a lot
offensively
of
were
sense.
shocking.
Yeah, Greenwood did
here's the
start.
question.
Varney did
I think
start. Pogba did
the-
start.
The funny thing is, I think Liverpool was better defensively, and that's only because they played with Fabinho and Henderson as the centre back,
No, I think
which is
United's
nuts.
defense, who are so
Fabinho is
weak
like
on
the
set
best
pieces
centre back in the
and
Premier League,
corners
bruv. Oh my
and
god.
everything. United's
You have
defense was quality on Saturday.
I thought
you have Robertson and Trent
United had good defense. Yeah,
who live on the 18-yard box of their opponents.
yeah. They're
So
not
I thought
defending.
United were quality.
basically, you're playing against Fabinho and
Five.
Henderson. So
No, but Monet,
Nah,
United
man,
have been
nah.
leaking
That's
goals
just a
in.
modern
United's
day
defense.
wing back, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're not they're as good as defending as they're going forward. I just thought United's defense,
Yeah, it's
and
just
when
a,
I saw Lindelof was starting, I was like, Lindelof, and it was the quality decision to make.
I mean,
see
Lindelof
not
have a
even in
good
the
game,
squad tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lindelof
he's not
is
even in
did
the
have a
squad
good game.
tonight. So Ole,
Maguire
for
looks
once
shaky
we
still.
like to
Yeah,
play
Maguire.
his tactics. Yeah. We like
Is
to blame
Maguire
Ole's
injured still?
tactics when he gets it wrong, but you know what? He got it right on Sunday, and no one actually praises him for that. He got
Did
the
he?
right centre back choice on Sunday. Oh, it's the centre back choice pairing. I think he got
Okay,
it right
maybe
on
the
Sunday.
centre back.
By the way, what do you think of changing of team? What do you think of Maddison? I think he's
Uh,
getting better and better.
He's
Oh,
always
he's
been
better. Yeah.
Yeah, I
he's
think
always been
He's
amazing.
good.
the problem
Yeah,
is in this
he's good.
position, England have so many good players. I don't know what they're gonna do for the Euro.
Yeah,
you
that's
saw it
true.
as well. What
They are
four do you
so
pick?
they're,
What two do you pick?
Yeah.
I don't know because I mean you have Grealish, you have him, Sancho.
I think Grealish is a better player than Maddison, personally.
I think he's more.
I think so
yeah,
too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Grealish is better going forward, and I think Grealish is a harder worker and defensively.
Yes, Stewart.
I also
Yes.
I think Grealish maybe also just sticks out because he's in that team that he's in.
Because of his
Maddison still
calves.
looks good, surrounded by
Oh,
other
his calves are
pretty good players.
No, but that not necessarily because I think Madison he's shown he's had this sort of like this form when he was down in Championship and then what's it Norwich? Is it Norwich again?
Yeah, he was at
Yeah.
Norwich.
Yeah, he showed that he can carry a team. So it wasn't
Yeah,
necessarily
he
a
can.
case of
No, look, he
needs
is
good
class.
players around.
But if
No,
I have to
I'm not
pick
saying he's
between
not. I'm
him
just
and
saying I think
Grealish,
Grealish picks.
I'm going
I just think
Grealish.
Grealish just sticks out better because he's also in that weak team right now and he's carrying them like Maddison did before.
Foden or
Okay.
Maddison?
Maybe
That's the thing. Foden is. I just think Foden is a great.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Foden's
you
so
can say
young, though, so
Foden's
I would
playing with
probably say
the
Foden.
modern day
Yeah.
Galacticos, but Foden
Mhm.
he's class. You can see it.
He's class.
His style
Yeah,
of
Foden
football, the
definitely.
way he's playing, like how old is he? 19, 18?
Exactly, what I'm saying he's so young to be playing like this.
And the
I
thing
don't
Yeah,
is,
like
like
him.
19,
he just
20.
he's almost got an arrogance about him. Like, you know what? I am good. So
That English players don't always have.
So if you had to
regardless
pick-
of
If you had to pick two centre or attacking midfielders out of Foden, Grealish, Maddison, and Mount, what two are you picking?
think I'm picking Grealish, Maddison.
Grealish and Foden.
I said Grealish and Foden.
I think I go with
Foden
I
and
also go with
Grealish,
Grealish
yeah,
and Foden.
probably.
Yeah, I also go with
For the
Grealish
Euro,
and
you mean for the
Foden.
Euro? I won't go for
Yeah.
too young player. For
No,
the
it's got
Euro.
nothing to do with age, man.
It's very
He plays for Man City.
inexperienced.
Do
Yeah,
you
but
know
Yeah,
what's funny?
exactly.
The
Yeah.
dude's got
He's
enough
been
pressure
playing
on him.
in
He's got
Champions
Pep.
League. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's been
Do you
playing
know
in
what-
Pep
Champions
is
League
his
games. I think he
manager.
understands it.
Yeah,
The
I
experience
can't
is
see
there.
that
He has
being
more
an issue
experience than
at all.
Grealish.
Do you
He
know
has more
how it's gonna
experience than
go?
Grealish, technically.
We can talk through our teeth. Do you know how it's gonna go? Winks and Mounts is gonna start every game.
No, they won't.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
how it's been lately.
yeah.
Winks and Mount.
Nah, they can't. They can't
As
do that.
sad as it
I'd be
is,
upset.
Chelsea
that
fans
is
don't
how
even
it
like
is.
Mount at the moment.
What? I love Mount.
I like
Who,
Mount.
who
I
told you
like
that?
Chelsea, but I like Mount.
Chelsea
I
fans
like
don't
Mount,
like
Mount's
but
right
good.
now.
if
I
we
like
put
Mount
if
as
we
well.
put
I like Mount.
those 4 players, I'm definitely picking Grealish and Foden. Like,
Mount, yeah, Mount's not levels with them lot though. I'm sorry.
no,
No,
he's not.
definitely
Yeah, it's not
not.
that
He's
level.
not even
I
close.
agree. Yeah.
He's a good squad player for the Euros. Yeah, you'll take Mount
No,
with
there's no
you.
space, man. There's no space. I'm not
I
gonna
You
wouldn't
don't
even
think
take
so?
him
Who
in
else
an
you
England
gonna
shirt.
take?
No, he's not good enough
You're
for an
gonna
England
take
shirt.
use your midfielder, Dyer, Winks.
Winks
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
not. No.
Exactly.
But I mean, you've got
The
Henderson, which you'll
I
have
heard
to
the
take because
pin
he'll be
drop.
captain. Oh no, Kane will be captain.
Henderson.
Well, Henderson will definitely make it for sure.
Yeah, I
Of
guess
course,
he will
Henderson's gonna
definitely
make
go.
it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether I agree with it or not is irrelevant. Sterling is
Rice,
definitely going to
Declan
make it.
Rice.
Declan
Yeah,
Rice.
Rashford
They'll
will
probably
go.
take
Sterling
him
will
also.
go.
Dyer will go for sure.
What? They're gonna take Rashford.
I'd take Dyer because of his versatility. He can play
Of
centre
course they'll
back
take
or he can
Rashford.
play defensive midfield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hate.
And I'd
Rashford,
take
man.
Rice as well.
Oh,
Mount's
yeah.
not versatile. Mount plays one position or one position only. Dyer can play centre back and defensive mid.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
that's
take him as
harsh.
good as versatile.
No,
Mount
Mount.
right
I
back
wouldn't
though.
say
Mount
he's
could play on the left.
one-dimensional.
Your
Mount
right
can play
back,
left, right.
Trent is obviously going to start at right, but your right back, there's a fight for England's right
The
He
back.
thing
doesn't
is
start
that
for England. Actually, he doesn't actually
England,
start right back for
come on.
England.
If England
he
have
starts
never
right
had
wing
this
back.
many quality right backs at one time, ever.
England
Yeah, they
doesn't
had
know.
Gary Neville
it-
and Gary Neville.
And that was it. Yeah, exactly. At one
Exactly.
time, they've never had this many right backs. It's like the
They
first time
got
they ever had to
Trent,
be like, oh,
Walker,
wow.
Remember,
Trippier.
we had Glenn Johnson.
They want
Hey.
Bissaka, they
Oh
have a
my
lot.
god.
Wan-Bissaka.
They have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
have a
don't
lot
think
of
Wan-Bissaka's
options.
in
They
the
have
conversation,
lots of
though.
options.
Wan-Bissaka might as well play for
You
Congo.
guys,
There's no point.
No,
Trippier, Trent,
I'd have
and
Trent
Walker.
as my first starter, and I'd have
Trent
Walker
will
as my
start.
backup.
Yeah, Trent will
And I'd
start.
have Walker as
Yeah,
my
but
backup.
if they play with a
Trippier
back
can
three,
stay in
Walker,
Atletico
Walker's,
Madrid. He's
Walker's
not
playing
making
in
my
that
squad.
back three. Walker's
Play
playing in
Reece
that
James
back three.
sometimes as well.
Oh, we got Reece James also. He's
Yeah,
been the
he's not
shining
making
light
it.
of Chelsea.
Yeah, but he's not
I'm
going
loving
to
John
take
Stones,
over Trent
bro.
or Walker.
Guys,
That's
this
for
is
sure.
even if Euro 2022 goes ahead.
2021, but it's 2020, but
2021,
it was
sorry.
supposed to be 21, but
Sorry,
it's probably gonna
2021.
come in
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah,
We'll
yes, I'm saying.
see.
Like,
Let's
I
hope.
doubt it will happen
Are we
this
even
year.
gonna have an
I doubt.
Olympics this year? Oh man.
Bro,
I also doubt.
I mean, if South
Olympics is
Africa is
easier to
getting
do without
20
fans.
million vaccines, then I believe the rest of the world's going to have enough vaccinations for this thing to
Will we
be
even make
sorted.
World Cup of all the years as well? We should. The COVID should have came when we had the World Cup in South Africa. That was trash.
Oh,
Shut
you
up,
trash,
Biggs.
bro.
I'm
You are
sorry.
trash.
Yeah.
Nah, they were
First-
like, nah. I could have done
So-
it
First
by
time
now,
an
man.
African country's hosted
yes,
a World
yes.
Cup, dude.
Yes, just a quick
Yeah,
question.
should've-
Do you think that obviously the World Cup is supposed to be hosted next year in Qatar? Do you think they cancel that?
It should
And
never
let the
be
Euros
sent to
go
Qatar in the
ahead?
first place. That's the
Or do
biggest
they
bunch
But it
of-
will
or
go
do they
ahead.
just
Look,
remove the Euros?
No,
They should
all
have just
this-
put it in Nigeria. I don't know what they're playing at, bro. Fam,
Oh
you
my
got
I would put
bare-
it anyway, but like there. That's the
Yeah,
biggest
you gotta
load
look
of,
at money.
of
It's money,
bullshit that's
man.
ever
It's
happened. Of course, it was
money.
money
It's
in
Yeah,
the
their
ball.
money.
stadiums
Of
they
course it was
built,
money.
and
Of
what's
course it
the
was.
final stadium is on like an island. So
Yeah, dude,
But
it's
they
money,
wouldn't-
it's
they wouldn't make
prestige,
it-
and it's
yeah.
getting the game global. You got to understand that this, at the end of the day, it's a business, man. Like, it's not about, oh, we're going to do it in Brazil because they love the football there, or we're
Yeah.
going to do it in England because they love football there. Dude, it's a world game, and they need to get it worldwide.
Yep.
I
I'm
mean,
telling
the
you, I
fact
won't
that
be
Africa has
surprised.
only hosted one World Cup, and that was in 2010. Speaks volumes, man, because Europe's always going to host and South America's always going to host. I'm glad in 2002 they took it east. It's time for like Australia to host it and stuff. They need to get it more global. And if Qatar, who has the money, they've got mad money, and they can build probably the best stadiums in the world, then I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
What about
I'm absolutely
Nigeria?
all for it.
What about Nigeria?
No, not yet.
To
Fair
Lagos.
enough. Soon. We need to
No,
have it back
look.
here, man. Hey, listen.
Egypt will get the World Cup before Nigeria does. Egypt will get it. The next African side to host the World Cup will be Egypt.
Absolutely.
It would be a
absolutely,
North African
because
side for sure.
It
Like
will be
it
Egypt,
has to
Egypt.
be.
Morocco.
Egypt's the only one with the money
And the
Whoa,
infrastructure.
whoa. Nigeria, we have money.
Yeah, you have dirty money.
We might not. We might. It might not be legit.
You're
but
not
we've got
gonna
money.
spend. You're not gonna spend it on stadiums. It's not gonna happen. Egypt
No,
already
you're
Well,
has
we've
not.
got
these
stadiums.
here.
Who told you we don't have stadiums? We've got stadiums.
Yeah, but with
It's
grass
not about
stadium,
that
with
you've
grass
got stadiums. It's about, do you
What
have
type of
world-class
stadium?
stadiums?
Yeah.
You need world-class stadiums. You need
Bro.
four
It'll
or
go to
five stadiums that can
So
hold
it
over
goes back to
60,000.
it goes back to the question: do you think cancel the Euros, and if the Euros get cancelled this year, do you scrap the Euros and you play the World Cup next
think
year,
they will.
or would you
I
shift
think they
it?
will scrap the Euros. I think they will scrap it.
That's our
I
best
will-
chance of winning anything, though. Flipping hell, we're not winning no World Cup.
You
You're
can't
not winning
like.
any Euro either.
Oh shit! Oh, I forgot Nigeria can't play in that as well. Sorry.
Oh my!
Didn't remember that.
You're not getting
Anything's
anywhere
possible.
near. You're not getting anywhere
What
near.
about
in
African Cup
Qatar.
of Nations, though? Let's talk about the real competitions. South
Well,
Africa, we
again,
don't even
that's supposed to go ahead beginning of next year.
You guys are still playing Benny McCarthy. Come on, man.
Oh, yes, is he having a laugh here, bro?
Benny McCarthy.
Well, there you have it. If you're enjoying the content we're putting out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to leave a like. See you guys next week.